morning, y'all. Good morning. Good morning. I know. You would think that that whole almost 3 minutes would be enough time for me to be prepared. I need to make it longer, and then y'all gonna tell me, no, don't make it longer. It's already too long. I'm trying, y'all. I'm getting there. All right. Give me just a moment. I'm almost ready. As if, I ain't have enough time all morning to get myself prepared. Dear God. Oh, dear God. Can I get some Shondos in the chat? Can I get a oh, dear God in the chat? Hello, everyone. Okay. I think I might be ready now. I think I might. Let me sit down here and let me sit down and get my life in order. All right. All right. Let's see it. Hey. Oh, that's too close. Hey, 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 hey. Shondo's around the building, in and throughout the chat. Hello, everyone. As I get myself situated here. Hey, everyone. Julia, what's going on? Shawan, Rose, hey, boo, Diamond Onyx. Danny is up. You up early, Danny. Hey, little baby. Hey, Watermelon Sugar. Hey, Miss Takesha. Hey, everyone. Coming to the stage, Watermelon Sugar. She is here. She's ready to gather the girls. Oh, you haven't been asleep yet. You better get some sleep. But yes. Yeah, let me get some Shondo emojis in the chat, some oh dear God emojis in the chat. Hey, Pinky Tiki. Hey, everyone. How art thou? How is everyone doing today? We're here for our latest installment of Silly Saturday. Why? Because it's Saturday and it's time to get a little silly. And for those of you all watching the replay, you're new here, you haven't been around for Silly Saturdays that we've been doing for 2+ years now. 2+ years now. We learned we got a couple things you're gonna do here. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna learn, we're gonna get a little debaucherous. Hey, by the way, um, and we just gonna be silly because it's Silly Saturday and we have a great time here. Hey, all of my bushmen in the bushes. Hey, all of my angels in the clouds. Hey, court documents. What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all of you. Hey, quintessential. As we all come in the room, I think, I think, I think that I don't have a single sugar spike in this. I don't think I have a single sugar spike in scheduled sugar spike, I should say, in today's episode. Now, because I don't have any scheduled sugar spikes, doesn't mean that sugar levels at some point won't be spiking. I need something to drink on because, yeah, I don't know if I can make it. Well, we're going to do the best we can. If we need to get up and get something to drink, we will. But sure. I do have some, I have some LaCroix. And I have some LaCroix. LaCroix. I don't know how to pronounce this stupid thing. People from the islands love it. But the LaCroix, and this is passion fruit flavored, so I'm gonna be drinking some of this. Anyway, what you say? No, Julia. Snacks are. Oh, I don't even have nothing. Snacks are in the kitchen, and I don't feel like walking all the way to the kitchen. So we're gonna be snackless. Mm, oh, that's not good, huh? I think I got some gummies somewhere. If I need to get some gummies, I'll go up and get some. If I need to go get some snacks, I'll definitely get up and get some gummies. There's some over there. I just saw the pack. All right, let's focus. All right, we are here. So, ladies and gentlemen, where to go, where to start, where to go with this? Um, I'll save that story for a little later. Let's start off with. All right, we'll start off real easy. We're gonna start off real easy, real easy, real. You know, easy on in, easy on in. We're not gonna jump in the deep end, you know. Well, that's how we always say we're not gonna jump in the deep end, and somewhere along the way, we end up, in 20-foot deep water. But yeah. Anyway, um, so I am multitasking in the state media. Okay, do what you do now, quintessential. Hey, that's what we do around here. We works around here. We works. We works. All right, so in a little bit of news, this is nothing real serious, just a little light. Okay. So earlier this week, um, Gabrielle Union was on Jimmy Kimmel earlier this week. And during her interview on Jimmy Kimmel, she let us in on a little bit of what goes on within the dynamics of the Wade household and what, is and is not allowable within that house. So, according to her, she says she frequently likes to go to the script club and how she can easily spend ten to $20,000 a night on alcohol and girls. And she says she spends a few nights a week at the script club. Now, she says one of her favorites is Magic City in Atlanta. And she's kind of a regular there. But you stay in Miami, so does that mean that you take frequent private jet? I don't know. Anyway, I've been to Magic City. I've been to Magic City. I went there first because people had heralded their wonderful wings and how great the lemon pepper wings were down to the Magic City. I damn near broke a tooth on their lemon pepper wings down there to the Magic City. So I don't know how accurate that is. I've also been there when the girls were, twerking, gyrating, and thrusting themselves on me, only for me to tell them, sorry, sweetheart, your powers don't work on me. Get away from me. Your powers just don't work on me. Anyway, I already announced you, watermelon sugar. Did you miss that? I already said coming to the stage, watermelon sugar. Where were you? I said that earlier. So my question is this. Now I can see you said you spend $1,000. $10,000 to $20,000 is a lot of money, okay? Um, $10,000 to $20,000 is a lot of money for anybody. I don't care how rich you are. If you spend it every day, let's say you go three times a week to the strip club, and let's say you spend $20,000. That's $60,000 you spend it a week on script club. That ain't even including all of your regular bills or whatever. Okay. In a month, if you're spending $60,000 a week, and then a month, that equates to what? $240,000. a week. I mean, a month. That's $250,000 a month. And if you expand that over a year, let me think about that. Two, let's round it up to 250, okay? So 250 would be about $3 million a year on a script club. Girl, if you don't, Gabby, now it ain't that much liquor in the free world for you to be saying that you pay that much money. Hey, Patty Duke, we always got to say hey to Patty Duke when Patty Duke comes in. Patty Duke is, Patty Duke is old school. Get your hey Monk Chip, boo. Patty Duke and Monk Chip, y'all get y'all chair on the front row. Y'all have reserved seating. I know. Give y'all reserved seating. Y'all old school. Okay, y'all move to the side while old school comes to the front. Anyway, hey Dommy, what's going on, boo? He'll tell you after last night if I'm with child. If I'm with child and the uncle, you gotta play. What you want, child? I got you, Dobby. I got you now. If you got impregnated last night, we gonna have the gayest of gay, you know, baby showers around here. Okay. Read your comment. What does your comment say? Oh boy, no, baby. I had to announce it again when you said she spent that kind of okay 3 to 4 times. Okay, can I go to the script club? Can I become a Can I go ahead and twerk on? Now here's my question. Here's my question. Because we've already surmised that 20K is not being spent on hey Doris. 20K is not being spent all on alcohol. You can't even consume enough alcohol unless you pay for alcohol for the whole club. You know, so that means that you're spending money on the chicks. What are you spending that amount of money on for the chick? I mean, you just making it rain on them. You ain't even getting a private room. Because if you're just nilly willy just getting the make it rain gun and just shooting thousands and thousands of dollars in the air just to prove a point 3 or 4 times a week, and that's all you getting, you ain't getting. I mean, you can't tell me that's all you doing. You going upstairs to the private room, you going to the boom room, you getting you a lap there, and for that amount of money, you getting your coochie played in. Baby, you are getting the clitoris, you know. Okay, you getting there. Now, y'all see, I look kind of foolish doing that because I'm not an aficionado on the things that you do with with that with those body parts, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm just saying. Nappy child, don't you wreck out around here. Do not be wrecking out. Head of the mod squad is here, honey. Hey, BR Burns. Good morning, my love. So, what is $20,000? Right. You saw how horrible that was? Daddy, that was horrible. Y'all see, I'm not an aficionado on what to do with those body parts. Like, I don't know. Like, do you like? I don't do just. I don't. I'm you kind of flick it or something. You rub it. Because when you watch the little video, they be like rub it. I don't know. I don't know what you do with that. How did we start off here? I told y'all at some point we was gonna end up in the deep end. Okay, I told y'all we start off real innocent. This was supposed to be us starting off real easy and delicately, and now we're up here. Y'all got me doing the best I can to figure out what the kind of do with the. Yeah, I don't know. So, no, yeah. Listen, that's not my ministry. The good Lord did not call me in that area. Okay, that's not my ministry. I don't know. what to do with. But apparently Gabby does. Apparently, listen, Dwayne, what are you got going on that your wife is spending 20K a week? Now, some people are gonna, people on the other side might say devil's advocate is gonna say, well, if you got it, you can spend it like that. Okay, I understand that they have a lot of money. And I'm sure they probably invested their money well. Okay. Oh God, watermelon sugar. Why? But my point is this: if you're spending close to $3 million on strip clubs a year, okay, $3 million on strip clubs a year, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. I mean, y'all don't ever want me to do that again. Y'all never want me to do that again. Never, never. Y'all just y'all. So y'all understand why I'm a part of the Rainbow Coalition over here. Why this is what I should be doing, not that over there. Uh, Y'all, we get it now. Y'all are really dragging me over here in these comments. Y'all see what they do? They is dragging me today in these. Oh, dear God. Y'all are funny. Y'all are hilarious. So, y'all, I just really want to know, you know, what? Not giving scholarships to hard working young lady. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you, beyond birds. You see, I'm a gold star member of the Rainbow Coalition. Your vagina is offended. Well, what the hell? But that's my point, little baby. My point is $3 million is a lot of money, especially Dwayne is no longer in the NBA. Now I know Dwayne made a lot of money in the NBA, hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm sure he invested it well. He had many sponsorships and stuff like that. Um, but Dwayne Wade's network, I'm sure, dwarfs Gabby's easily. She don't have no steady acting gigs. She don't have no steady gigs right now, unless I'm missing something. Didn't they kick her off that show, whatever it was, X Factor or America's Got Talent or whatever it was? She might be produced. I don't know what she doing. I do know she around here to the script club spending 20K a night. Oh, what is you getting? Baby, when I tell you I better have an everlasting orgasm off of whatever I'm getting for $20,000. Her net worth is 40 million. Which if my net worth is 40 million, boo, I'm not spending $3 million a year on the script club. 40 million is not enough for you to be frivolously spending $3 million a year at the script club. I'm just saying. How much is Dwayne worth? Somebody look up Dwayne's net worth. Because I know Dwayne's net worth probably dwarfs her. But my point is this. Hey, MBN, what's good, my love? Child, it better be an everlasting. Dwayne is worth 170 million. Thank you. But like I said, his dwarfs hers. And if I'm making $40 million a year, I'm not spending $3 million a year down there to skanks at the script club. No, I'm just. For that amount of money, baby, you coming home and we finna have a whole brothel set up. Why don't you listen? You could buy your own script club and hire your own scripters. Hey, crackhead Willie, you could have your own. You could set up your own script club and hire your own scripters for that amount of money and go there every night the week you want. You can have it in house. You know, I forgot who it was that said they have their own club in their basement because they don't feel safe going to other clubs because you know for various reasons for them being a celebrity is not really safe sometimes. So they say in their basement they got their own makeshift club set up with a bar, dance floor, DJ setups, and everything, which makes it. And if you're spending that amount of money, Gabby, child, Gabrielle Union hasn't been helping her cause um in the last couple of years with us thinking that she's, a rational thinker. I'm just saying. You pissing away your child's college funds and trust funds and stuff like that. You have a child. And I ain't talking about Dwayne's kids that he had with his ex-wife. I'm talking about the child that y'all just had, who's a young child. Baby, that's just not. And even though you do have a lot of money, way more money than the rest of us, you ain't got it like that. Now, if you was in the three comma club and you say I want to spend $3 million a year on the scrippers, okay, maybe, maybe. But members in the three comma club know better and do better. But that's a whole different story. Like if you need me to, Gabby, I will switch and convert. I will have the ladies show me how to work the cooter out for a bit of that. Because if that's what you give it, if you giving that much money, I will learn. Listen, I will learn. I will learn. There have been no sugar related incidents. The only thing y'all miss, Cams and Abby, is all of the women in the chat are traumatized with my with me trying to work out how to perform sexual favors on a woman's vagina and me trying to navigate and figure that out on screen, and people are now traumatized. All of the women, someone said that I offended their vagina. Somebody said that yeah, all of them collectively said I should never do that again, and they understand why I am a member of the Rainbow Coalition. I mean, we have a whole wing of the Rainbow Coalition that's all they deal with is the vaginas and stuff, but that's not on my side, not over here. I mean, Abby, if you and Cams want me to demonstrate again, I can for y'all if y'all want me to. 'Cause I feel like Abby and Cams needs a real demonstration again because they weren't here and they need to know. Hey, it's me, D. I'm just saying they need a visual, but y'all don't need a. Exactly, Cams. You don't need a demo. Every you don't need. They are going in on me. Salt and battery. Oh God. So we find out that Gabby is wasting the cheering's money. Okay. Wasting the cheering's money. Hey, Traveler, what's good? Hey, IMC Brown. Oh, IMC Brown says she needs to know what she missed. Okay. She says she needs to know what she missed. IMC Brown, yeah, the people have spoken. The ladies have said they no longer want me to assault their vaginas anymore. And yeah. Because we try how we got here was we were trying to figure out what you get with $20,000 down to the strip club. And because Gabrielle Union did an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, and she says she spends $10,000 to $20,000 a few times a week. Each time she go, every time she goes to the strip club, she spends 10 to $20,000. She goes a few times a week. If you telling me you spending $10 to $20,000, it's probably on the higher side, okay? Because you don't want to be embarrassed by how much you probably spend more. We calculated that mathematically out to equal roughly around $3 million a year that we spending down to the strip club. And between $2 and $3 million a year, we're gonna round it up to 3 million. Okay. Um, and so I was trying to figure out because all of that ain't liquor and bottles. So what's going on in the VIP room? Like how much stimulation of the clitori is going on? Like, and that's where we got to the she and you know, I just that's wait, what is it one finger or two finger whale? A circle, there it goes. Circle, 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 circle. Circle, 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 jug, 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 circle, 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 jug, jug, jug. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what is happening. How do we um oh no. She said she frequents. She said they know her. She said her favorite one is um Magic City down to the Atlanta. And she frequents, hey, Ashton. And she goes all the time. She said she frequents it. She said, oh yeah, I'm always down to the strip club. They know me by name. I believe her. I wasn't washing windows. I was trying to, you know, I wasn't washing windows. I was trying to stimulate. That's not how the stimulation goes. Is that not how the stimulation stuff goes? I'm just trying to. I'm just trying to figure out. Oh, I'm just. I'm. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that I'm used to. Just don't. Okay. I'll stick to what I know. But that was supposed to. This really was supposed to be our easing into Silly Saturday. We weren't supposed to go too far down the rabbit hole. It was supposed to be real nice and simple and easy. And well, Lauren Hill told us it could all be so simple, but we'd rather make it hard, apparently. Stick to the bean. Okay. I hear y'all. I hear y'all. I'm going to stick to the bean. Okay. Speaking of scrippers as we transition, I'm going to put a picture up, okay? The picture will have two women in said picture. Focus on the woman on the right who is going to be the light skinned chick. And y'all tell me who she is, okay? Y'all tell me who this light skinned woman is. See if y'all can figure it out. Who is this light skinned woman on the right? Who is that? I'm just going to ask y'all if y'all know who that is. Who is this light skinned woman? See if anybody can guess. Oh, y'all have seen her. I'm trying to see if y'all can figure it out. Do y'all know who this light skinned woman is? See if y'all can figure it out. Not Eddie Murphy ex. You know what? Girl. Child. Child. Wait till y'all. I tell y'all who that is. This lets you know the amount of plastic surgery. Oh, you should know her that this person has had. That is Mia Thornton from Real Housewives of Potomac. That is Mia Thornton from Real Housewives of Potomac. Not Gina, is that you? Hey, Red Knox. Hmm. Mia, the one who, the new chick on Real Housewives of Potomac. Child. One of her friends came out and said, "Girl, y'all looking at her now. Let me give y'all the pictures of her back before the surgeries, back before she got picked up from getting bust down at the script club, and her sugar daddy paid for her to have 439 surgeries." Okay, that's her right there. If you need her, y'all notice them titties ain't so supple. Y'all notice that she looked like a completely different person. Child. Now, I don't have no recent pictures of her because I don't really care about her like that, but I just want y'all to see what she used to look like. What's going on, Jason? What's good, bro? Child, y'all saw it here, but y'all know we break the stories over here, honey. We break it over here, honey. The other people come late. We be breaking it up over here, honey. You heard it here first, baby. That is allegedly Mia. I wondered why she looked like stuff was crawling in her face and stuff like that. Now, I was looking at this and child, I'm just saying, a whole new face. Apparently, see, Brown, they done came out the bushes, honey. That's Mia from Real Housewives of Potomac, the one who be lying all the time. Just be lying. Just be lying. Just be lying. A whole metamorphosis, baby. She went in the cocoon and emerged as Mothra. Ree, ree, ree. Even her face is a lot. Exactly. Even her face is a lot. Now, if you look at the eyes, I could see her in the eyes. Her eyes still look the same. Her eyes still look the same. She wasn't an ugly girl. She really wasn't. I think, with the right amount of makeup and the right hairdo or wig or whatever, she was probably a real pretty girl back then. But she looked completely different. Completely different. I mean, that's her. Yeah, she needed one of y'all ladies to help her with the hair. She needed her hair did. I mean, yeah, she needed that hair did. You know, if you're a fly girl, get your hair done, get a pedicure, get your nails did. Isn't that what Missy said? No, if you're a fly girl, get your nails done, get a pedicure, get your hair did. I think that's what Missy said. Isn't that what Missy said? But this, let the people, you heard it here first. If you need to know what mama really looked like before all of the plastic surgery, before she emerged from her cocoon as Mothra. Ree. This is what she looked like as a caterpillar. As Mothra wielding her fiery lies all over our television screens. So, baby, is that is what Mia Thornton was given down to the script clubs. I guess in the DMV area. I don't know where she's from. I don't know if she's from that area. Um, who her doctor is, good. Cause she doesn't look like she's had a lot of work done. Child. Hey, Lastasia. Not cut. Missy didn't say cut it like Benny Hanna. Child. Child. Just a mess. Child, that was Mia. That was Mia quintessential. Child, girl. That was Mia. Child, I knew y'all wouldn't figure it out. I knew y'all was gonna be throwing all kinds of guesses out there. Baby, baby, baby shark. Do. Mama worked that back. Okay. In order to get that amount of plastic surgery done. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Mama had that work done. We are going to take a moment. Who is Teddy Perkins? I don't even know who Teddy Perkins is. What she looked like before, but looking at her now, she doesn't look like. No, she looks completely different. No, she looks completely different. Child, well, it's floating around. It's making its rounds. Y'all will be hearing the people talking about it later today, honey. I'm trying to tell you. Um, we'll take this moment to take you down moments in Black history. And now we must celebrate as we segue from skanks and scrippers. And we'll use what skanks and scrippers do down to the strip club, which is dancing. So we will celebrate dancing by celebrating that today is the 50th anniversary of the debut of Motown. Oh, yes, Don Cornelius and his deep voice, brought you, hey, peace, love, peace, and soul down to the Soul Train some 50 years ago. Listen, Soul Train is a whole institution, okay? Kids, Generation Zers will never date because, see, Generation Zers have phones and social media and things like that. And for those of us who are Generation Xers, some of you late editions of the baby boomers, some of you early editions of the millennials, the early half of the millennials, and the late third or late fourth of the baby boomers. Y'all, we all, as but all of Generation X, we all had Soul Train. Yeah, I'm Generation X. So, um, and so, oh, Jody Watley was on Tiffany. I love Tiffany Cross. I always watch the replay of Tiffany Cross because I'm usually on at the same time she is. So I usually watch her later. Like tonight, I'll watch her. She's great on Saturday mornings during the same time. But y'all should be here. Anyway, um, but listen, I grew up as a child. Soul Train came on Saturday mornings where I'm from, and well, it was Saturday afternoon. It was on Saturday. I know it was Saturday. I think it was morning or afternoon, whatever time it was. it came on. And I just remember knowing that I couldn't do none of them dances. Like they would do the Soul Train dance line, and I would watch and be mesmerized because I knew in no parts of the farthest reaches of my imagination was I ever going to get up and start doing those dances. Now, some of my cousins, they would be doing each and every one of them. Baby, that wasn't my ministry. Mm. I just knew. Now, singing, we could do that. Now, we was going to sing every note, every word of all of the songs that was going to come on. That, but you know what I used to hate about Soul Train? I hated that they only played like they didn't even play half the song. They would play like the first quarter or the middle. They would only play like 25% of a song. They never played the whole song. I don't even think they really played half. Like you be just getting into the bump and groove of the song and be like, oh, and then they on to the next song or they go. The only time you got a full song was in the performances, but when it started off, what's going on, Tracy? Let the people tell it you missed being traumatized by me in the early part of this because they say I traumatized them. Okay. Um, I'm just saying. So, but at least we knew, even though I couldn't do none of the dances, even though they only played a quarter of the song, we knew what song was popular. Remember, Soul Train was out before there was a BET, before I'm not gonna say MTV because we know early MTV did nothing for the black community. It was BET in the early in the 80s mainly. It wasn't until well into the late 80s till BET started to come around with black music a little bit, a little bit. So um we're not going to revisit that watermelon sugar. I'm not going back down that road, dear God. Not unless you want me to. But Soul Train um was a one stop shop of um where you went to be influenced by black culture. Um Now people in today, now I'm gonna tell you what people would say the pros and cons of a show like a Soul Train back in the day. People will say that institutions like Soul Train um wasn't all inclusive. Like you really had this one show that kind of dominated and dictated a lot of what was going to be pop culture in our community at the time. Um, but it still didn't, even though you had Soul Train, every respective area had their local homegrown artists and their local homegrown music and genres. Like, you got in New Orleans, you got bounce, you got what they call it in DC, is it what's the music in DC? I, it just slipped me. In Chicago, y'all had house music. In Miami, we had bass or booty music. In Atlanta, you had that Atlanta, type music. Even like in small areas like Tampa, that area, I remember they had their own genre of music where they would slow everything down over in Tampa Bay. So it did go-go music. Thank you. In DC, thank you. Um, and so each of the different areas, you still had your local artists, your local music that made, but it gave, what it did was it made black people all say, oh, so y'all listening to that song too? Oh, so that's a bump for y'all too. So we kind of, it helped us connect to other black people across the country. And it gave us this, united show where everybody, there are institutions in our culture that, especially for us Generation Xers, I'm sorry, I'm going to swing everything on Generation X because I'm a Generation X, or early millennials, if you want to call it. Um, and when I say early millennials, I'm talking about millennials 86 and earlier. Okay. Um, you really had institutions that became a united conversation amongst Black people, whereas white people had multiple and multiple and multiple and multiple outlets and things that they could go to. We generally back in the day only had like one or two, and everybody kind of gravitated toward those ones too. So that's kind of like what Soul Train was. All of the big artists went on Soul Train. That's where you saw all of the dancers. We know so many great choreographers and dancers. So many groups started from Soul Train. So many choreographers and dancers came from Soul Train. So many artists came out of Soul Train. All of the greats were on there. Um, there are some infamous moments on Soul Train. There's just so much that it brought to us. We do know of the untimely demise of Don Cornelius later in his life, well after Soul Train. I don't remember exactly when it happened, but I remember the time when Don Cornelius was no longer on Soul Train, and I just didn't watch anymore. Like once, because for me, you know what? Certain institutions, like when certain institutions that change, it changes the landscape of it. For example, when In Living Color no longer had Damon Wayans and Keenan Ivory Wayans on it, I watched it like for another year or so. But the last year or two of In Living Color, I just really didn't watch because it wasn't the same without Keenan and Damon. You know what I'm saying? And for me, after Don Cornelius left Soul Train, it just wasn't the same. Like wasn't Shamar Moore hosting it at one point? It was just stupid or so. I don't know. It was, yeah. If you were going to do that, you should just have a whole different show. Kind of like Donnie Simpson had Video Soul, and when what's her name came, Rachel came, they just changed it to Planet Groove. Because you couldn't have Video Soul without Donnie Simpson. And so when what was Rachel's last name? I don't remember Rachel's last name. But when Rachel came, that's when they switched to Planet Groove. And it wasn't Video Soul anymore. So I don't know. Let me see what y'all are saying. Oh, y'all is talking about Shamar Moore. Yeah, so shouts out to Soul Train. Hey Fran. You're old enough to watch these things, you little child. Fran, I'm as old as my nose and not as old as my teeth. Yeah, like you can't go from Don Cornelius to Shamar Moore. Like, really? Like, now some shows kept its flair when they changed, hold like Showtime at the Apollo. I loved Sinbad and I loved Steve Harvey. I loved both of them on Showtime at the Apollo. I don't remember who hosted. Those are the two people I remember the most on Showtime at the Apollo. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think who hosted. I just remember Sinbad and Steve Harvey from Showtime at the Apollo. I remember those two. They were good. After that, I don't. I don't remember. Now here's my question. Child, he ain't letting us guess nothing, child. Luther ain't have us guessing either. Who is someone? I'm at two-part question. So here's the first part of the question, okay? Who did you like back when? And we going Don Cornelius era and back. We're not doing after Don Cornelius, okay? So we're going from now. If you old enough to remember in the 70s, you can go back that far. But we're going 80s. And when did Don stop? Somewhere in the mid 90s. I think Don Cornelius stopped posting somewhere in the mid 90s, maybe mid to late 90s, maybe. Anyway, I think it might have been late 90s when Don Cornelius stopped. I don't know. One of y'all probably know when Don Cornelius stopped. But who never made it on Soul Train that you said, why were they never on Soul Train? That's my first question. Oh, early 2000s he stopped? Okay. Little Baby said it was mid 90s. Jason, you say early 2000s. I think it was, I think I remember Don Cornelius being on there in the late 90s, but I don't remember. It was 1993. Oh, okay. It was not, wow, I didn't know it was I didn't know it was that early. I thought it was later than that. I really didn't know it was that early. Wow. So we're going from I'm not gonna go that far back. Let's put our cutoff at 96. Okay. Let's put our cutoff at 96. Okay. So we'll give them a couple more years after that, mid 90s. Who was never on Soul Train that you would love to have seen on Soul Train at that time? I know the first name that comes to my mind, but I'm gonna let y'all go. Go. Put some names in the chat because I really want to know um who was never on Soul Train that you would like should have been on there. It was in the 90s. Prince, Whitney. Okay. See. Prince. Danny says Prince was on Soul Train. I'm sure y'all will figure it out. I know don't. Y'all don't miss a beat. Y'all always fact checking me. So I didn't understand why Prince was not on. Danny says he was on. Somebody fact check that. Somebody Google that. I mean, my girl was on there, but I always said, why was Whitney never on? I really feel now. I'm gonna tell you why I believe she wasn't on. You know what? I'm not doing this with you, little baby. I'm not doing this with you. Um, I know Mariah was on there. That I know Queen Mariah was on, but I always thought Whitney should have been on. She's the first thing that comes to mind. Like, why was Whitney never on Soul Train? At least I don't remember her being on Soul Train. Oh, they said Prince was on there. Okay, see, but it probably was, as you all stated, after Don got off. Oh, that's it's too many to name. But the thing about the Soul Train was hey Blazing popping out of the bushes. Hey boo. Remember they were pre-recorded performances on Soul Train. Now there are urban legends that it might be true. Hey Volvo, that there are a handful of people who were allowed to perform live, but that was the big thing. Soul Train did not allow um, live performances. It was pre-recorded. They were lip syncing for their life. Okay. I really feel like when Whitney got that first album, white America wanted her so bad, and they wanted her to be their token, and they wanted all parts of Whitney and everything that Whitney possessed by coming from the black community, when they wanted to capitalize on that money, they didn't want to give her to us in the form of being on Soul Train. I don't think she would have had a problem with it, but I think higher ups and things like that never let Whitney be on Soul Train. Never let. I just loved, but even though it was pre-recorded, let me say this. Even though Soul Train was pre-recorded, most times when the artists came on, they recorded a different, like live almost version of the song. So it sounded as if it was live because it didn't follow the studio track or the radio track. So now some people was lazy and it was the same track from the radio or the studio as you had um there, but a lot of people would record a different version, and so it seemed as if it was live. Um, and so it wasn't until I was a grown until I knew that they was all pre-recorded. Because I would go in there, and I used to always be a little boy saying, "Oh, I wonder if they're gonna sound like the record," and they always did. And I'd be like, "Oh, they can sing," and then when I later found out, Charlie wasn't singing. Some of them I knew was pre-recorded because I could tell, because when you learn a song, you learn every riff, every nuance, every ad lib, and they doing every single riff, nuance, ad lib, ain't crack a note, ain't got off pitch one time. Those people I knew because those are the people who had the same cut as the radio cut. But some people I honestly didn't know. So you say Tina Turner performed live? That's just like people thought for a long time the Star Spangled Banner that Whitney Houston sang was live. It was not. It was pre-recorded. The one at the Super Bowl, the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl, it was not live. People thought it was live. They don't play them games in the NFL. They do not play them games. You go pre-record, baby. You would not mess this up. The only mess up you will have is if you forget your how to lip sync. But we're not gonna have you. We're not doing that. Child. Tina Marie and Rick James. Some of my favorite groups, like Mariah performed her ass off on there. Some of my favorite groups, like I told you I was a huge High Five fan, and I remember High Five coming on there. Love when they came on there and performed. I remember Mint Condition coming on there, and look, I love me some Stokely. Stokely sings down. I love when Brownstone came on there. Like that whole early '90s time, like that period of time, I would say from about a 88 to about a 95, I was going to be watching Soul Train to see who was going to be on this week, because you had so much good music and so many good artists. Like it was really sad. The artists with the music industry in the 90s was really saturated with a lot of young groups and a lot of young singing people and groups. Get live on. So yeah. Well, from what I understand, and like I said, I don't know the real. I don't know how many the actual number is, but they said it's less than. If there were, it's less than five. Whitney's documentary is lying. That's already been debunked. Whitney's documentary is lying. There are things in Whitney's documentary that have already been debunked, and we already know that. Um, but yeah, that NFL came right out and debunked that. Even the arranger of the guy who arranged her version of the Star Spangled Banner talked about it. Um, I love that. Listen, Castro, Angela Bofield sang down, and I love me some Angela Bofield. But if you go back to the history of that song, remember the Star Spangled Banner. I don't want to be a music theory buff, but the musician in me, I say, remember the Star Spangled Banner is a waltz. It's a 3/4 song. Oh, say, can you see? Oh, no. It's a 3/4 song. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And so it's kind of a waltz in 3/4 time. Whereas the Whitney version is in 4/4 time, which allows kind of the notes to be stretched out more. And people didn't realize that it kind of feels different because it is different because it's written differently. It's written in a whole different time measurement. I mean, it's written in more traditional because most music that you think about is in 4/4 time. When you get into 3/4 time or 6/8 time, you think of your waltzes and stuff like that. So, well, y'all get in there and say Whitney sang line when we all know, child. I don't know. I do not know. Your mom has Al Green on soundtrack, a child on VCR. You know what? Hey Castro, good morning, sir. Morning, sexy man. Uh, I have Michael Jackson OG Moonwalk on VHS. Um, I don't think we realized as little kids how a lot of the stuff that we were watching back in the day was going to make history and be revolutionary. We just watched it and it was like, oh, that was cool. Little did we know, how revolutionary a lot of that stuff would be. Um, Child, I don't think Hate Retha probably didn't get, she might have, but I don't know. Remember Hate Retha came on that one time with her titties hanging out and flopping everywhere. Like her dress was kind of like almost sheer and see-through. And Hate Retha came out there with no bra on, titties flopping around. I was like, Hey Retha, what are you doing? What are you doing, Hate Retha? So I wanted to come out and pay homage to Soldier. Now, let me ask y'all this. Who right now would you like to see on or what artist never had a chance to be on there with Don Cornelius? Okay. That you said, oh, I wish we could have had, I wish so and so could have been on there and performed with Don Cornelius. There's my question. That was my second part of my question. Right? Child, we not gonna do Hate Retha and her indigenous titties that she can flop over her shoulder and breastfeed her child that's on her back. Oh yeah, I would have loved to see Maxwell on there. We were talking about this on Really Bees Live yesterday. Maxwell's greatest album is the Unplugged. That Maxwell's Unplugged album is the greatest album that he's done. Tevin was on there a couple times. Tevin. Now, some artists, when they were really good, like they were really big artists, they were on there a lot. They were on there a lot. And during that time, there were certain shows you had to go on. It was Soul Train. You had to go on Arsenio Hall. Like you were not going to be on Arsenio Hall because these were institutions in Black music and Black culture that you had to go and be on. Not the child on her back, strapped on her back, flip that thing over, and child start nursing. Child, I'm just saying. Apollo is another one. You had to go perform at the Apollo Theater. You had to. Those three shows, I know, early to mid '90s, you were going to go and perform on there. Remember, I think one of Patti LaBelle's greatest live concerts, that live album, is the one that she did from the Apollo Theater, where she sang "Down." Do you hear me? Do you hear me, Patti LaBelle saying "Down"? Down. Just girl. If you ain't never heard Patti LaBelle's live album, live from the Apollo Theater, baby. I've seen Maxwell. I haven't seen him 10 times. I know I've seen him at least 5 or 6 times. I know I've seen him at least 5 or 6 times. One of the greatest concerts I ever went to had Maxwell, Raheem DeVaughn, Solange, and Chrisette Michelle. And this was back in like '07 or '08 somewhere. I think it was like '08 or '09. It probably was like '08 or '09. Let me, because I think it was like '08 or '09. So it was during, right after Chrisette Michelle's, because Chrisette Michelle's first album came out '07. I vividly remember. It was '07. Fell in love with it. So this was probably right as her second album was coming out, I think, or had just come out. Solange was just coming out with the album, with her first album, the album with Tony on there and Sandcastle Discos. That album had just come out. Raheem Devon was doing the goddamn thing. Um, and Maxwell was, having panties thrown at him and boxes thrown at him. Just that was one of the best concerts I ever been to. I've seen both of them individually. I didn't see them together, Danny. I didn't see Erica Badu and Maxwell together. If Jagged Edge was like New Edition back in the day, I would have loved to see them. Jagged Edge, maybe. For me, Jagged Edge got about, I got like 2 or 3 songs from Jagged Edge that I love. Like Let's Get Married, the regular and the remix. The remix was probably better than the original song, but I like both. And He Can't Love You is another good bump by Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge was good. Drew Hill was better than Jagged Edge, though. Somebody asked me who was better, Drew Hill or Jagged Edge. I'd say Drew Hill was better than Jagged Edge. Hell, 112 was better than Jagged Edge to me, but that's just me. Prince jumped off a big ass speaker into a split. That's how Prince ended up getting addicted to painkillers. He was at a concert and did one of his famous jump from way up high down into a split, and he, injured himself. He broke his hip or something like that, and ended up having to, have surgery and stuff like that. He still performed on it for the rest of the concert, but it was fractured and injured. Ended up having to have surgery, ended up getting on painkillers, and that's where he started getting addicted to painkillers because he needed it in order to do. And the same thing kind of goes with MJ and stuff like that. Just saying. Shit. I'm trying to think who would I love to have seen. I probably would have loved to have seen the 4 people who I just mentioned on there, um on Soul Train. Sorry, I'm talking about this big child. I would have loved to see Jennifer and Fanny on there. I'm talking about during the Don Cornelius era. Jennifer and Fanny, I would have loved to see them on there. I'm just saying. Not a case. I don't have no problem with Casey and JoJo. Listen, now they might be cracked out and coked out, but Casey and JoJo sang. I have no issues with Casey and JoJo. Casey, Casey was a first tenor. Casey was a counter tenor at some points. And Casey would get way up there. One of the best battles of counter tenors or high pitched voices is when you had Babyface at After 7 with Casey and JoJo. And when they sang, "Girl, I care about you. I'm there for you." Yeah, all of that. Anyway, in the middle of the song, during the bridge, um, Casey and Kevon Edmonds, Babyface's older brother, started singing these notes, and they would like singing stratospheric notes that only dogs could hear because they were battling out to see who, and they were trying to harmonize, but still battling it out to see who could go higher, higher, higher. And they both got stratospheric where only dog and dog whistles can get and stuff like that. I'm just saying. Oh man. Listen, all of the girls, I keep telling y'all, the girls, they had Boyz II Men to take home to their parents. But when they left their parents' house, They dropped Boys to Men and went with the Jodeci dudes. Just telling you, that's how it went. Boys to Men is who you took home to mom and dad because they were the clean cut ones, they were the good ones. But when you went to school, you were seen on campus with the Jodeci dudes. You went on dates with the Jodeci dudes. I'm just telling you, that's how it went. That's how it went. Just saying. Every time I close my eyes, just saying. We want no, I'm down on bended knee. No, it was, I can't leave you alone. You got me feeling. I'm just saying. You want to be feeling. Okay. I'm just saying. Not that I like Boys to Men, love Boys to Men, love Boys to Men, but when you talk about who you wanted to, right. Mr. Dalvin and Devontae Swing. I'm just saying. Just saying. Yeah. Come on, every freaking night and every freaking day. I want to freak you, baby, in every freaking way. Come on now. Ow. You had to between Jodeci and then Silk. Remember, Silk came right after Jodeci. They said, "Oh, that's what y'all doing? Well, we gonna do this too. That's what we going. So we going down that road too. We here for it. They was here for all of it. They were here for all of it. Was Sade on there? I don't know, Julia. If Sade, and I love Sade. Love Sade. I don't know if Sade was ever on there. I remember Phyllis Hyman was on there, and I was over there getting my whole life off it. You know, some of the greats have been, everybody was on there. I remember that time Cheryl Pepsi Riley was on there, and I remember screaming, and I remember my grandmother threw something at me, shut up, that noise in there. And because we weren't supposed to be watching it anyway. And she didn't know what we were singing about. And she was doing, I think she was cooking or sewing or something. But I was over there singing Cheryl Pepsi Riley because that was before my voice changed. And baby, I was over there singing every note early. Right? Shut up in there. To throw something at me. Child. Then that was followed by, y'all go outside. Go outside. Child, we was interrupting her, honey. Child. Then she started playing her Nancy Wilson album. Child, my grandma loved us some Nancy Wilson, honey. My grandma and granddaddy. My grandma hated the fact that my granddaddy loved Nancy Wilson so much. You love that little skank, don't you? She ain't say skank. I'm just interpreting what, my grandma, I think what my grandma, her word was hussy. Hussy. That's what she used to call fast women. My grandma used to call them a hussy. I see you over there looking at that hussy. What is a hussy? A hussy. I see you over here looking at that hussy. Okay. I'm pretty sure, like, so they say Sade was on there. I'm pretty sure it was very hard as a black artist coming out at that time for you not to be on Soul Train. Child. It was very hard for you to child. And you had a lot of those artists who now kids nowadays they only know the big names from back in the day. They know certain people's songs, but they don't know who sang them. So they don't know that Angela Winbushes of the world or the Cheryl Pepsi Rileys of the world. Some of them don't even know Shirley Murdoch. So they only know the Hank Rethas or the Patties or the Shakas. They know big names. Some of them don't even know that Dionne Warwick had a whole huge music career before she let the cigarettes do what they did and was involved with Psychic Hotline. You know what I'm saying? So if you go back and look at a lot of those old Soul Train, they all was on all of the, if you were black you was going to be on Soul Train because that was a part of getting your music out there to the black community. Do people still watch videos? Do people still make videos? That's the question. I mean, I know Lil Nas X when he just did his album, he put out a whole slew of videos that night. And I mean, earlier this week he did confirm that the dude on the video with him, what's the what's the name of the song with them on the football field or whatever. That's his boyfriend. That is the alleged boyfriend that he's always talking about. That is actually him. His name is Yai something. I know his first name is Yai. I can't remember the last name, but that is his actual boyfriend. He claimed that they're kind of like separated, not really broken up, because he said that they were he wanted to focus more on his music or whatnot, but that is the boyfriend that he's always talking about. Yeah, well, the Gap band is always lit. Like certain bands, they gonna get on the stage and it's just gonna be a whole jam session. The Gap band, Earth, Wind and Fire. Um, I'm not gonna say the Isley Brothers, and I'm not. This is no disrespect to the Isley Brothers, but what I'm saying is the Isley Brothers got a lot of songs that is just gonna just groove you. The Isley Brothers got a lot of they got a lot of jams where they would just groove you, and you just be in the pocket in the groove and stuff like that, where it's just a feel good. But when you get the Gap band or Earth, Wind and Fire on stage, oh, you about to jam. Oh, we about to listen. It's about to be loud. We about to be jamming. We about to be dancing and all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. No disrespect to the Isley Brothers. Child, listen, Castro. Cheryl Pepsi Riley had a whole music career back in the '80s, back in the late '80s. Sure did. Thanks for my child, Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Sure did. Remember, Tyler Perry went and found her, but she had a whole music career back in the day. And the problem was you back in the day where you got all of these great singers, like the ones I named, the people like Stephanie Mills, and you still had people like Diana that was putting out music. You still had Rita putting out music. You had Patty putting out music, Shaka putting out music. Whitney was putting out music. You had Angela Bofield, Angela Winbush, you had Shirley Murdoch. You had so many black artists so Cheryl Pepsi Riley was in there. Karen White was during that time. You had so many artists that was, just putting out so much music, like Anita Baker. The list can go on and on. So a lot of Mickey Howard, and it's just, oh man, there's so many singers during that time that a lot of young people just don't know about. But that's why I say late 80s, mid to late 80s, going all the way to about the late 90s was saturated with so many artists that were so good, and so many you forget about or got left in the shuffle because it was so. That's why when artists today talk about, oh, I got this many Grammys and I have that many Grammys and I have that many. I'm like, baby, if you was out during the time of some of the old people, you wouldn't have even been nominated for anything. You probably wouldn't even got airtime on the radio because it was so much great music. You know what I'm saying? So many great singers. So it's a lot. But I mean, Castro, even though you're born in that time, you can always go back and listen to. I got a whole playlist of a lot of great music from that time where you could just sit there and listen to just a lot of just great them. Listen, when I tell you them women was singing, when I tell you them women was singing, these girls right nowadays, they want to be cute. They want to ying 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 around the house. They're, where baby, them women was singing like it was the last time. Every time they grabbed the mic, because they had something to prove. You know what I'm saying? I could keep going. It's a whole lot of names that I done left off that I could keep going on. Names of people who we see it for and we know. I ain't even said people like Melba Moore. It's so many. Jody Watley, who went and started her solo career. So many people. I ain't gonna even start naming groups and stuff like that. Child, just it was an embarrassment of riches. I'll just say like that. Not Whispertarians and whiners. Rochelle Farrell, thank you. It's so many people. Jennifer Holiday, so many people. And you see in the chat, they just naming some names of a lot of people. A lot of people. Child, Anita just got her catalog. So, baby, shit. You know what I was listening to? This was like 2 days ago. I was listening to one of my favorite Shirley Murdoch. So I hadn't heard them a long time. In Your Eyes by Shirley Murdoch, baby, that was my jam. Ooh, I used to love that song by Shirley Murdoch. In Your Eyes, Stephanie Mills, right? I do want to hear me some Stephanie Mills. I feel good all over. Ooh, or Stephanie Mills. Oh, I never knew love like this. We didn't even say Gladys. Thank you, Gladys. Phyllis Hyman. Listen, Living in Confusion by Phyllis Hyman. Oh, or Meet Me on the Moon. Listen, now don't listen to Phyllis Hyman if you're in a bad mood or you're depressed. That's not the time to listen to Phyllis Hyman. I'm telling you, do not listen to Phyllis Hyman if you is sad or depressed because you're gonna jump off the building. But Phyllis Hyman was a whole baby. I would sit there and listen to Phyllis Hyman, and she would give me my life. Meet Me on the Moon or Living in Confusion. Old Friend. Come on, Phyllis. Love me some Phyllis Hyman. Ooh, chat, chat. Somebody said Jennifer Holiday. I love the song I Am Loved by Jennifer Holiday is one of my favorite songs. Love that song by her. If I talk too much, you see, I'm trying desperately to be understood. Come on, Jennifer Holiday. Come on now. I love me some. I refuse to be lonely, child. I refuse to be lonely is a long song. That's a long song. Child. Ooh, now y'all gonna have me listening to me some Phyllis tonight. Girl. Discography, of course, child. It was so many great singers. Shoot, I remember late 80s is when we fell in love with Tevin Campbell from that Quincy Jones album with where he did Tomorrow. Tevin Campbell was a singing soul. When I tell you he sang that goddamn Tomorrow, and I was like, it started off with the little whistle at the beginning, and you was like, oh, Vesta, yes, I forgot about Vesta Williams, yes. See what I'm saying? And then we just naming women. We ain't even went to the men. You know what I'm saying? James Ingram, Jeffrey Osborne, you know, so many, so many, so many. Howard Hewitt, child. Old Fred is a sad. So that's why I say you can't listen to Phyllis Hyman and be in a bad mood. Cause listen, child, Tevin Campbell. I knew every word to it. Tevin Campbell was Usher before Usher. And I say Usher before Usher because um he didn't dance like Usher, but Tevin Campbell was a vocalist and the girls were enamored with the girls and the girls both. You know what I mean when I say the girls and the girls were all enamored with Tevin Campbell. I didn't even know I was, in the Rainbow Coalition at that time. And if I'm thinking about it, I probably did have a crush on him. And then I didn't even know I was in the Rainbow Coalition at that time. But I probably had a crush on him at that time. Now that I think about it. He was cute. He was cute back in the day. Sang down, sang down. When Tevin Campbell came out with Break It Down, I don't want nobody else to hear this sound. If you ain't fucked or got fucked to break it down, I don't want nobody else to hear this sound. You ain't fucked yet. You ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing. You ain't did nothing. If you have not had sex to break it down, child, y'all don't get me started up in here. Y'all is naming the people. Y'all are naming the people. Tevin Campbell been out the closet. Child, y'all is naming the people. I love me some Jeffrey Osborne too. Christopher Williams was the wicked dreamer. That was Christopher Williams. Yeah, that was Christopher Williams. Because Chucky Booker sang Games. That was Chucky Booker that sang Games. Yeah, that was Chucky Booker. Listen, this was the Soul Train era. If you go from the beginning of Soul Train to the demise of Soul Train, it's probably the greatest era of music. And Soul Train was on for 35 years. There's no greater era of music to me. I might be biased. Because if you are a Generation X, if you are Generation X, you are just thrown right in the middle of the Soul Train era. Okay. You are in right dead smack in the middle of the Soul Train era. So that was life. It is probably the greatest musical era. And it's so, and look at all of the names of people who we've been naming that a lot of kids, y'all could keep putting the names because a lot of people like, I know we got Castro in here, but there are a lot of younger generation that never knew some of these names. I'll tell you, because a lot of them had whole albums and we could individually name a lot of songs off their album, but to the rest of the world, they seem like one hit wonders. Like, I'm gonna give you a name. Tracy Spencer. People only know her for Tender Kisses, but Tracy Spencer's album was so good to me. I used to jam Tracy Spencer's album, but people only know her for Tender Kisses. You see what I'm saying? You see Castro say he didn't even know Cheryl Pepsi Riley was a whole singer. He didn't even know. Al Jarreau used to sing down. Now I tell y'all, I already gave y'all the story why I am a lover of Jeffrey Osborne, because I would not be here without Jeffrey Osborne. Shanice was a singer to the listen. Shanice sang down. Shanice is so underappreciated. She sang down. Hey, Miss Trisha P. Child. And we're only naming individual. We can't listen. We can't even get on all the groups because there's so many groups that you had in the 80s, and then the 90s had an explosion of groups. Peebo Bryson. Peebo Bryson. One of my favorite songs by Peebo is If Ever You're in My Arms Again. Oh, that's the gem. Peebo Bryson, when he says If Ever You're in My Arms Again. Listen, I broke up with an ex, and I used to play that song by Peebo Bryson, If You're in My Arms Again. Child. Girl. When I tell you I was crying, child, crying, crying, real tears, thug tears, thug tears, thug tears. Do you hear me? Child, I was singing thug. I was crying thug tears. We ain't named Freddie Jack. You got the Freddie Jackson. You got so many singers back there. Child, James Ingram's I Don't Have the Heart. I don't have the heart. Oh God. Baby James Ingram used to sing down for me. James Ingram was a singing, so 100 Ways was my jam. Oh, child, child. So many. But your child, shout out. Like I said, shout out to Soul Train for 50 years. Today marks 50 years of Soul Train. 50th, excuse me, anniversary of the start of Soul Train. Oh, James Ingram do it with Michael McDonald. You're gonna be there up and over. Remember that song? That was the James Ingram and Michael McDonald. James Ingram used to do a lot of stuff with Patty Austin and White Chicks. So did Peebo Bryson. We ain't even name people like Denise Williams, Niecy. There's so many people we ain't even name who we see it for. Who we see Alexander O'Neal. Child. Mm. Thank you, by the way, for your super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. There you go. You stay at Michael McDonald's? Come on now. Phil Collins. There were white artists that did come on Soul Train. There were some white artists that did used to come on. I remember Lisa Stansfield came on there. Didn't Taylor Dane come on there once? I used to love me some Taylor Dane back in the day. But I think I remember her coming on there at one time. Phil Collins sang down. Yeah. Phil Collins and Genesis. Listen. That song with Phil Collins and Philip Bailey, she's an easy lover, child. Elton John went on Soul Train, yeah. And so it were there weren't just black art, even though it was mainly black artists, there were white artists that went, they knew the value of Soul Train and what it meant. George Michael, yeah. Um it was that, like I say, that 35, like I think from what I know, Soul Train spanned about 35 years. I mean, if you include the when they had Shamar Moore and stuff on there. But that's easily probably one of the greatest eras of music ever. Greatest ever. Child. I remember George Michael did the duet with Hey Aretha, Knew You Were Waiting. Knew you were waiting, knew you were waiting for me. You say, child. I mean, it will not be, well, I shouldn't say it will never be rivaled, but for those of us in a certain generation, it's not going to get it. Even if you have something that comes along that people say is equal, it won't be greater in our estimation. Not for those of us. If you're a Generation Xer, it won't get any greater. If you're a millennial, it probably won't get any greater either. Especially if you're an early millennial. Child. I don't know. Madonna didn't do no Soul Train, not from my knowledge. Y'all might school me on something. I don't remember her doing no Soul Train. I love Michael Bolton. Listen, Michael Bolton sings down. Child, he used to have the flowing locks. Michael Bolton used to sing, tell me how am I supposed to live without you? That Michael Bolton with the flowing locks. Peace, love. You say you're gonna put this Alexa to work today? Child. Child. Listen. Um, but so many great songs. So many great songs. I didn't even know that I was gonna spend that much time talking. It was supposed to be a real quick, happy 50th birthday to Soul Train and keep it moving. And we have been talking about Soul Train probably for the last 45 minutes. We'd have been on this. But so shouts out to Soul Train and what it meant for the culture. You talking about a show for the culture? Soul Train was for the culture. That nothing personifies being for the culture as much as Soul Train. So let me segue. Come on, man. Condition. Stokely sings down. Listen, wasn't Stokely on the BET Awards or something like that? I saw him singing on some award show. They had a cipher. It was either earlier this year or last year, and Stokely was there with Shantae Moore. And Stokely still sings down. Y'all don't want no parts of Stokely. Stokely always been singing down. Stokely been singing down. Sure. Shouts out to Dear White People that did a whole like musical. The season was like a musical. It was the last season, and they did a tribute to all '90s music and stuff like that. When they started singing Tevin Campbell, we go round and round and round. Child, that was my jam. Child, because the world still goes around and round. Mm, 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 round and round. Ooh, we go, child. Run around, Terry Campbell. Oh, that ball. Well, you just be dancing. Oh, child. Always in my heart is my jam too, child. Where do they get off telling you that I am not the least bit into you? Just tell me why the hell they can tell you, child. Tell, tell me, tell me, tell me, child. Well, not today, but back in the day was a lot of great male singers. It was a lot of good male singers back in the day. There's just not a lot today. But and I think I'm not gonna say and this is gonna probably come off wrong, but I think rap and hip hop stopped a lot of or curtailed a lot of the male singers because a lot of people who probably were singers and who started as a young child as a singers kind of drifted into hip hop and R&B and stuff. Not R&B, but hip hop and stuff like that. Not that that kept any that there weren't any male R&B artists or singers, but hip hop got a lot of people male artists to just say, "I'm we're gonna do rap," and do that. So just saying. Yeah, dear what myself and this is the program note. Myself and it's me D. We're gonna do a live maybe tomorrow or maybe Monday, whenever we get to it. Um, or maybe next week sometime where we're going to do a live review reaction for season 4 of Dear White People and season 3 of Sex Education from Netflix. So we're going to do those two shows, me and It's Me D. So you can look for that um, to happen at some point in the coming days. So where am I? All right. So speaking of Generation Xers or early millennials, I have not watched. I finished the Circle season 2. I have not finished season 3 yet. I know season 3 of the Circle is already out. Season 3 is already out. Um, Now I hope and I pray that Generation Z remembers that their teachers are members of Generation X and early millennials who are about their life and who will fuck you up. Because if y'all are about that TikTok life, where y'all are gonna try the fuck shit, because apparently, um, on TikTok, there's this TikTok challenge, called Devious Licks, where you're supposed to smack a teacher or slap a teacher. Please be clear, and please understand, as an educator, as a professional educator, you come around here and slap said teacher. Because see, here's what y'all are banking on. Y'all are banking on that y'all are younger and you're fast on your feet. So y'all are banking on being able to slap and run real fast. What you didn't think about was we got reflexes. We was born during the period of time where you was always ready. You didn't have to get ready. You were always ready. So what that means is It's a reflex. A motherfucker comes in the vicinity of your face and you are by reflex already in mid, swing back. You know what I'm saying? Your hand is here, hasn't even hit my face yet. You don't even realize that my hand is already in mid swing because that's our reflex. You don't hit people who you love and care about because they did something, because they were reaching for you. Oh, my bad. I didn't know. Hey, fuck it all. I ain't know. You should have said something. You should have said you was going to talk about me. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers, you love your, your wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, or whatever come at your face, bro. You be like, two to the head, three to the body before you knew it. Oh, my bad. I ain't know. You listen. So what I'm saying to you is, I'm saying to these cheering is, y'all better tread lightly. Stick with Karens, okay? Stick with the Karens, stick with the teachers who are the Toms and the Karens and the Chads of the world. Don't go over there to Miss Jackson class. Don't go over there to Miss Williams class. Don't go over there to Mr. Jenkins class. Don't go over there. Don't go over there to Miss Brown class. If their last name is a color, don't go to their class with it. Not Miss White, not Miss Brown, not Miss Green, not Miss Black. None of them, okay? If their last name is a color, don't go over there. If their last name ends with S-O-N, you don't want to go over there and mess with them. I'm just telling you word of advice. Please understand. Please understand. Because they reflexes. They might look old. They might look like, I could take them. The reflexes are serious. Serious. The reflexes are so, you won't even think it's coming. They will come completely out of character for you. Do you hear me? Now, some of these kids already know. Kid, listen, they know who to go with this foolishness. I'm gonna give you a perfect example. I was at a school years ago, and Mu Alpha Theta, which is the Math Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, had this tradition at that school where they would have on March 14th. March 14th is National Pi Day that celebrates the number pi, 3.14 dot 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 dot, and keep going. Or 7 divided by 12. And so they would have this fundraiser where the teachers would go out into the field and students would pay money to throw pies in their face. The president, vice president, and all of the Mu Alpha Theta officers were in my class at the time. They came up to me, they said, Dr. L, listen, we knew better than to come to you with this. I said, you know what I did? I said, you know what? Y'all, because y'all know I ain't about that life. Y'all know I am not. I said, here's $20 for y'all fundraising. Here you go. They were like, appreciate that. Because we knew, not even asked you, because we knew you weren't going. I said, y'all knew right. Y'all knew right. Because we're not about this life. You want me to do what? You know how much I done pissed off students over the last how many years. You know how upset students are with me about my grades and how I goes in and let have. Girl, yeah, I'm the teacher who you would look. Generation Zers. Like I said, if your teacher's last name ends in a color, don't go to his or her classroom with that fuck shit. If their last name ends with S-O-N, Jackson, Thompson, Stevenson, one of the sons, Jeffersons, don't go to that man, don't go to that woman's class with the fuck shit. You about to get your whole life throttled. Your mama gonna be out there ready to fight, and we gonna be out there ready to fight your mama. I'm just saying, Henderson, all of the sons, none of them. You know not to go to the Williams. Don't go to no Williams with that. Nope. Just tell you. I'm just Brunson, None of the sons. Okay, just telling you. I'm just, hey Hazel, do not go with the fuck shit. You about to get throttled. I'm telling you, their reflexes are impeccable. Baby, you gonna be a mid. Some of y'all gonna get fucked up before you even land the slap. You gonna be a mid slap and gonna be the already caught 2 to the head, 3 to the body before you make contact with their face. That's how fast these people reflexes are. They're not here for the fuck shit. Bitch, you about to get your whole life fucked up. You about to get fucked up. You about to get fucked up. And that's okay. I hope you put that on TikTok. Listen, because all black teachers, all black teachers, well, I'm just not gonna say black teachers. Every black person, in no matter what field or industry you work in, you have all had the conversation with yourself, sitting at your desk, or sitting at wherever you go, or standing, or whatever you do for a living. You've had the conversation, probably driving home, going home one day, saying, "Listen, there's gonna come a day where these fuckers gonna try me, and I'm prepared to lose my job because I'm gonna lose my job that day." Every black person has said it to themselves. Every single black person. Every single black person has had that conversation with themselves. These motherfuckers, if this set of things happen, one of these 5 things happen, and you done told your coworkers, you done prepared them, the people in the cubicle next to you, in the room next to you, in the office next to you, listen, just know, one of these 5 things happen. It's been real. We done had a great time. But I'm telling you now, I'm gonna lose my job that day. You already know. You done already counted up the cost. You done already said, baby, I already know. Let me go ahead and tighten up the resume because I'm gonna lose my job today. It's gonna happen. Hmm. And I'm telling you, black people have already see white people don't prepare like that. White people live in the I have white privilege and white supremacy, and I hope something like that would never happen to me. Black people don't roll like that. We live on the I wish a motherfucker would. I wish you would. I wish you would. Please come over here. Sometimes we invite you, we see you coming down. Oh, you trying to slap me? Okay. Come on, Cletus. Come on. We are here for we are ready. I'm just saying. Here are some of the other challenges that these people have come up with in subsequent months. All of these involve most of these involve school. Floors for kids. Y'all about to get these kids fucked up. Mess up school signs. Okay. Flip off the front office. I I saw this one. I said, y'all trying to get bitches fucked up. They have one that says, kiss your friend's girlfriend at school. First of all, your high school girls are some of the most violent people on the face of the planet. High school, black high school girls, because I went to a black high school. I taught at a lot of black high schools. Black high school girls don't go kiss Becky, go kiss Lil Karen. Don't kiss Lasha Quante. Don't kiss Shaniqua. Don't kiss none. Black high school girls are some of the most violent beings on the face of the planet. They will fuck you up. So if you go over to them and ceremoniously plant your lips on their face after they done put a beat in, after they done beat their mug for how long? Oh, you trying to get fucked up. Fucked up. You trying to, you begging to get your ass. Listen, now let's be clear. Some of us have seen our friends, the friends of your, boyfriend or girlfriend or whoever you dated. And you look at some of the friends of your person you dated in high school and you be like, how do you hang around him or her or whatever? They look dirty. They look like something unsightly that you don't want in your whole vicinity. So the moment that this Ugmo come over to you, before they even get close enough to you, you backing them. Hey, bro, back the fuck up. What you doing? And you talk about kissing the girlfriend who's already about that life. You roll up on her. She back up. Give me my space. Give me my space. At the moment that you keep coming in and you land it, oh bitch, you about to catch two to the head, three to the body. She finna fuck you up. She finna fuck you up. And I don't care how small a young lady's purse look. The purse can be 3 inches by 5 inches. It weighs 85 pounds. So it can it can be this small. She can have a purse this small or this small. It's gonna weigh 85 pounds and she gonna fuck you up with it. She gonna fuck you up. Right. And thank you, Jason. We're in the middle of COVID. We're in the middle of COVID. You reaching in to do what? No, no, ma'am. No, God. Oh, you about to get fucked up. And then the last one, which is definitely gonna get a bitch fucked up, says this is the last of the challenges that they put down on this list. Jab a breast. I'm gonna let y'all just handle that. It says jab a breast, so I guess you get stabbed in the breast. Punch them in the titty. Y'all let me know how that works out. Y'all let me know how that works out. This is a game on TikTok, sweeping the nation. Ain't just Florida. Don't just blame it on Florida. Everything ain't Florida. Child. High school girls are some of the most violent people on earth. Y'all want to play around with high school girls. Y'all better stop playing with high school. Child. Ladies, y'all remember how y'all was in high school? Like, y'all know y'all were violent in high school, ladies. Y'all know y'all was. Y'all know y'all was. Child. Y'all trying to get these kids fucked up. I think that's gonna be it. I was gonna skull drag y'all boy Boosie Badass, who is now saying that Martin Luther King would be upset with y'all for not watching his biopic. I don't have the energy. We're not doing that. Nope. 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 Parents of high school kids, y'all better warn y'all kids not to go out here with this fuck shit. Y'all better warn y'all kids not to go out here and let TikTok get them fucked up. I'm just saying. Just saying. We've had a phenomenal show today, people. We've had a great show today. We had a great show today. A great silly Saturday. We covered so much. I did not have a single sugar spike today. No sugar spikes today. All fun. All did I cover? Yeah, covered that. All fun stuff. Oh yeah, Boosie has his own biopic out. Yeah, yeah. Go watch it because Martin King would be mad with you if you did. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway, we have covered all the topics, and yeah, yeah. Just put some shadows in the chat before we get out of here. I'm just making sure that I covered all my bases, all my topics. Yeah, I think we got everything in. Got it all in. Got it in. I came on this. I really got up this morning and said I had nothing to discuss and nothing to talk about. And here we are, some 2 hours later, and I'm still like, and that always that whenever I say I have nothing to discuss, today, nothing to talk about, and here we are, 2 hours later. 2 hours. Ciao. Anyway, um. As Evie would say, follow the people, do the things. Shout those around the building, shout those in and out of the chat. As I always say, and as I originated, Lord, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel, to the Snap Fund, and all of those things. It is much obliged and much appreciated. I had a great time with y'all today, Sean, especially when we talked about Soul Train. For those people who missed the first 20 minutes, where people in the chat says I was assaulting their vaginas. If you missed that, I red ball it back to the first 20 minutes when we talked about Gabrielle Union and the script club and what goes down. And then we had the full on, as people are saying in the chat, the full on assault on female anatomy and vaginas that happened on this channel. Yeah. Which explains why I'm over here in the Rainbow Coalition. Really, Patty Duke, you gonna do me like that? You my girl, Patty Duke. See what I'm saying? Patty Duke, we go back. We go way back, Patty Duke. Et tu, Brute. Patty, we go way back. Way, way, way back. 2+ years, Patty Duke, we go back. You ain't right. You ain't right. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all today. Let me get out of here. I know Patty Duke. Oh boy. And let me get out of here. Members, I might have a surprise for you tomorrow morning. You know what tomorrow is, members? Y'all know what day of the week it is tomorrow? Which means that if I'm telling you, members, I might have a surprise live for y'all tomorrow. Y'all know what that means, members, right? I might do Sexy Sunday tomorrow. Got some good stuff for y'all members on Sexy Sundays. So I might do that tomorrow. Look out for that. See if I can't come on. Give the people what they want on a Sunday. Would y'all be good with that, members? Anyway, until next time, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive sex. I'm about to say y'all drive sexy. Oh man. Anyway, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely and sexy. I'm out of here.